Don Javier has told me before that when people get diagnosed of something, the first thing they do is go into fear. Oh my God, I have cancer. I have this. I have prostate cancer. I have breast cancer. I've got a ruptured this. Whatever. The first thing they do is go into fear. And he goes, that's the worst possible place that people can go. Now, everyone listening, Doc here is nodding her head. She's like, yeah, okay. So I've learned, like when I had heart failure and I had a stroke, I didn't go into fear. I mean, the doctor, the ER doctor was not bedside manner. He's like, you have heart failure. I'm like, maybe there's a better way to deliver that. But I was like, okay, because I knew it wasn't going to be, I was going to leave the planet. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. But most people go into fear. Now, where should they go instead?
So this is something I didn't teach this particular patient because she wasn't in fear, but this is something that I teach my patients. So
Most are, though.
oh no, I would say 99% of my patients are just paralyzed by fear.
Your job scares people. Oncologist, oh my God, that's bad.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Yeah.
So after my first round of TCP, I saw a documentary called Buck, and it's about Buck is a horse whisperer.
Mm-hmm.
The movie The Horse Whisperer with Robert Redford was based on Buck.
Mm-hmm.
And Buck said something in that film where Buck had been abused as a child, and his father was very abusive, and he had been taken out of his home and put into a foster family's home. And when he went to the foster family, the dad gave him a hammer and set him out to a fence and said, go work on the fence. And Buck said, that was so what I needed in the moment was to go and do a job. And as he grew up on the family that took him in were horse ranch. They took care of horses. And he said, I realized people want to break horses. They want to beat them into submission to get them to perform. But he said, I realized early on that those horses were just like me when I was a little boy. And he said, they just need to be loved. A horse needs to be loved, and they need a job to do. And in that moment, it clicked for me because I was really struggling with my own thoughts and my own brain. And I was like, that's how you can help your patients manage their brain and their fear. Is that I teach them. I said, I want you to become like a brain whisperer. Your brain is designed to scan for danger.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that your brain right now is pointing out all the things that you should be afraid of, that you could die, that you could lose your family, that you're going to be in pain, all these things, I want you to thank your brain. Your brain is doing a great job. Love your brain, thank it, and then give it a job to do. And the job is your intent. Where do you want to go? You want to be in perfect health, and you want to imagine that. But this for me has been a wonderful way to help my patients with fear, because it's not beating down those thoughts. Like, you shouldn't be afraid. It's like, no, nothing's gone wrong. Our reptilian brain is designed to scan for danger.
Yeah.
And so helping them realize that, love their brain, thank it for doing its job, and then bring it where you want it to go, give it a job. So for me, that's how I help my patients manage fear.
Yeah, and so many people, as I said, they go right into fear when they even have to go to an oncologist office to go into fear. But people listening, you can apply this to fear in all the areas of your life, because every one of you listening, and like, Katie said here, your reptilian brain, its job is to scan your environment unconsciously 24/7 for danger. It's a survival mechanism amongst other things. So your whole life is wired around fear. So we live our lives like you did through fear. And when people recognize that the opposite of fear is love, and I can be very direct. And I think when people think, well, I'm not the flowery, Gandhi kind of person, but I tell you, I've learned over the years, the number one place that you can live from, and you have to get out of your ego and your self-importance and all that, the most powerful place you can live from is love yourself and accept and love other people. And when people come to you, I'm going to step out here. You probably can't professionally, but I'm going to step out and say the reason that people get sick, like Anita said about herself, is because they don't love themselves and they beat themselves up and they hate themselves and they spend, like she said in her book, so many years of fear. And when I got sick, I was a bit of an anomaly in that I mean, doctors are like, you're a unicorn, whatever that means in medicine. Like, you should never be here. You're healthy. Blood work, everything's healthy. For me, what happened to me happened so that I could grow, because I could never talk about healing as in like kind of a quasi expert until I went through a stroke and heart failure, which basically qualifies me as somebody who knows about healing. I couldn't do that without these experiences. I'm telling all of you guys, and a doctor, okay, guys, a real MD right now, and a very credible one is telling you the worst place you can go in healing and in life, and she can demonstrate that with her own life, is fear.